mentioned in my latest personalized order projection. I mean, prediction. Granted, I mostly skim the parts what don't cover probabilistic dangers, so perhaps you were alluded to in some, roundabout fashion. Suppose that means you're not a threat. So that's good, right? Yeah, I reckon that's good.
To an objectively and verifiably shocking moonscape, where things go chomp and zap in the perpetual night.
I'll say, I try not to make any big plans until I consult my latest POP. First time I got a POP, it was on a lark. It said, Rollo Nast, our seer has predicted you must wear a helmet today. I borrowed one, as a laugh. Everybody ribbed me about it. Just after lunch, wind picked up on the cliff above and dropped a mock apple 152 meters straight down onto my head. Fortunately, I still had that brain case on.
Tidally locked in Elysium's shadow, Praetor suffers a...
I mean, if you want an exact estimate or percentage, talk to them. As for me, I just got that, what do you call it, anecdotal feedback. A few times, I couldn't make heads or tail of half of it. Like, avoid anything representing whole numbers. I didn't know what to do about that. So I just stayed put. End of the day, I'm still here, and my co-occupant Ike isn't. So, I guess them prognostications work well enough.
It escaped your attention. Moving on. Only heavily adapted...
And at least 3 times, something similar happened. Avoided drowning in a culvert, sidestepped my mantisaur allergy. Forget the other. Things like that just illustrate the fragile nature of human existence, especially here in Golden Ridge. My co-occupant Ike had a POP done and told him avoid liquids for 48 hours. He ignored it. Later got drunk, passed out, drowned face first in a puddle of water.
7.47 miles of subterranean high-tension wiring, thus providing a conduit for excessive electrical activity in the atmosphere to reach the grounding station, where it's safely dispersed, typically. Tenured station operators estimate the system is 78% effective at mitigating 82% of the danger posed by hypercharged atmosphere.
You did catch the part I said they'd save my life, right? I think alive is a notable improvement on dead. That's something you can take to the bank, you know? Figuratively speaking. I don't know why the other displaced have been so slow to take to them. But I'm not complaining too loud. Waited for my latest POPs long enough already.
One quick journey, and they're off to the hereafter. Simply an intriguing possibility to consider as you mull the many fascinating facts behind the Praetor grounding station.
Oh,
objectively,
Administrant Agarwal. Here to finally hash this out, are you? Thought this day would never come.
Yes, well, our esteemed outsider here has agreed to thoroughly appraise our situation, in the hope that we may finally close the book on the exclusion zone once and for all.
They say you asked around. Listen to folks. That's a good start, at least.
We apologize profusely for this careless failure of basic fact-checking. The responsible researchers have been formally censured.
The seer predicted imminent danger to the exclusion zone. In the interest of safety, the displaced must leave.
Well, the displaced are the ones taking that risk, on the grounds the predictions can be false.
The displaced are under the Order's care, and the Order should decide what is best for them. Hence why we need the help of an outsider. Mediator, I leave the fate of the exclusion zone in your capable hands.
I'm all ears, Mediator.
The what now?
When grievances between the displaced approach fisticuffs, we hire Sub Rosa hooligans to duke things out for us.
That is unquantifiably absurd. And I don't see how moving into the exclusion zone will help. Unproductive is one thing. Paid Donnybrooks with surrogate fighters is... well, I'm at a loss for an applicative metaphor to describe it. I understand you were crucial in securing additional medical personnel for Matriarch's Mercy. Thank you.
Yeah, much appreciated. Way to go above and beyond. Anyhow, What was the good doctor's diagnosis?
Logic's asymmetry. How can that be? How can that be? Irrationality. One thing that you must.
Do you find this concession acceptable?
I'm not convinced. Resources are one thing. We still need the exclusion zone.
Collapsed. But we built Matriarch's Mercy.
I'm guessing you're saying this wasn't an official structure. More of a hastily assembled, precariously built shanty.
Correct in the dividend. Accept it, and you can plainly see a positive externality. A positive externality. A positive externality. One thing you can plainly see.
Aren't you just proving my point? We haven't got the resources. But that's your call, not mine.
A positive externality.
Speak on then.
One thing, the irrational term accepted. In the
Did he also happen to mention they were needlessly oblique and vague?
can result in explanations. How can that be? How can that be?
Quite right. Rollo's co-occupant might have also supported our warnings, had he heeded them.
I don't know. You ask me? When it comes to these order predictions, there's a lot of room between a probable and definite outcome. You mean that missionary type who's always talking at everybody instead of to them?
Traveling at the velocity of light through the vacuum of space on our primary band, this is Grand Plan Wireless. The informed, sourced,
Her mission is to uplift and enlighten.
She's indoctrinating, not helping us. Can't you see the difference?
Point taken.
heads down in research during our last shared learning symposium. We offer the following rescreening.
You actually got the provisioner to give you the time of day.
Ah, yes. I sometimes forget Provisioner Plotnik is also assigned to minding the displaced's needs. Her role is largely proactive, while mine is reactive.
Significant quantities until the terraforming of Cloister and Eden, since it's become the principal power source for all recognized inhabitants of the system. But it's not without its dangers, and lower risk, efficient utilization took time. Zeranium in its liquid state is volatile and explosive. In its gaseous form, it is toxiferous to
Fair enough. The Order does keep us refugees fed and plenty, medicated. To give credit, as I do with blame, where it's due.
By my calculations, you've explored this topic from every conceivable angle. Admirable work, Mediator.
Sounds to me like your sympathies lie with the Order. But I'll let you say so before I go leaping to any conclusions.
From harvesting of liquid zeranium to grinding of crystals for higher yields. Now, zeranium powers everything from laboratories and outposts to craft and weaponry comparatively safely and at a greater input-to-output ratio than any other known form of fuel. That is all for now. Until next time, keep hail and mind your calculations. Unlike parallel lines, I hope someday we'll meet.
And now, additional data and/or music determined to facilitate cognition. Warning, the following song mentions some actions that are improper.
Shit.
Something
Very well, administrant. You win. I'll honor the terms of the mediation. Let's hope your math was right.
Have faith. Or, if not faith, reason. We can still work together to improve conditions around Matriarch's Mercy. Your reward, Mediator, with my thanks. I now consider the matter decisively closed.
Starting where and it's so low. Now you know just what to do. Start the cycle, here's the cue. It's Fibonacci.
I have a lot of people living awfully close right now. I'll tell you this. You better be right.
Matriarch's mercy is no safer than the trenches.
Look on the right side. I predict that the worst is behind us.
What caused the schism between the Protectorate and the Order? The Consul tried to kill presiding Bishop Ruth Bassar. Ruth Bassar is the first among equals of the Lord.
If we factor for
Do
random
you
elements
believe Arcadia shall ever return to how it was?
of
I wish.
apple cart, as it were, we start to grasp the potential range of this rock.
2, 3, 5, and 8, and
By calculating the positions of every element,
34, we're counting through.
every scientician yearns to visit the archive.
G, a sequence largely summing to proceeding numbers give us math that brings us wonders. Define the recurrence relation. Yes, to sequence summation. It's Fibonacci from Liber
Since the
Abba.
schism,
Where do we go now? Another refugee camp? Another colony?
I predict, with an 8.23 margin of error, that our situation will improve.
the grand plan is the predetermined order to the entire
8, 21, 30.
Thus, if we compare the...
Do you believe Arcadia shall ever return to how it was?
I wish. And the invaders, water defecting, there's no putting this rat back into the can.
Poster is looking pretty good right about now.
Define the recurrence relation.
Now,
Wasteland, void of life.
Define the recurrence relation. Get us to sequence summation. It's Fibonacci from Liber Abba Asi.
You have tuned your receiver to Grand Plan. You have tuned your receiver to Grand Plan Wireless. We verify before we amplify. Confirm your hypotheses with Lemma Protein Snacks.
Whether you are in between theorems or in between meals, Lemma has you covered.
From the Order of the Ascendant. Always remember, every moment, every minute calculation brings us closer to solving the universal equation. And now a song from a composer predicted to have 3 well-liked melodies and become allergic to water this year.
You've gathered your data through observation. You're looking for variables with some relation. You've noticed a pattern, a pattern, a pattern. So you create an equation.
Yeah, careful now. Oh, you sure haven't lost any of your boundless energy.
Broadcasting cognitive resonance across Arcadia, this is Grand Plan Wireless. You cannot possibly do the right thing today without knowing what descendant we predict tomorrow, so you can have a better today. Stay tuned for what follows. This popular number has been conclusively proven to promote cognitive function.
The color of space, a chromospectral analysis. When asked about the average color of space, the famous stellar cartographer Newton Otisgard replied, with no hesitation, beige. Too experienced lumen astronomer, his answer was the expected one. But I can already hear the obtuse listener bleating, with their faces contorted into a rictus of ignorance. Wouldn't the average color be black or white, or simply a shade of gray? No. No, it would not. The answer is rooted in the science of how hot objects absorb and emit light. Which answers the ancillary theory of why there are no green stars. To understand all of this, you must understand the basics of thermal divarication emission. The typical piece of non-heated matter absorbs most electromagnetic radiation that falls upon it, including light, infrared, and radio emission. And the matter reflects only a small portion.
Meals currently sold with both salt and pepper.
Is its color. However, most stellar objects generate radiation that they absorb, so they can be modeled as an idealized object, which is assumed to absorb 100% of all electromagnetic radiation and re-emit some based on its temperature and composition. Stellar composition determines what packets of light will be emitted, while stellar temperature determines the frequency of light and hence what portion of the spectrum that light is in. Low temperature emission is mostly infrared and not visible to us without proper instrumentation, which I need not describe here. As the stellar body's temperature increases, its emitted light shifts up into visible light, through red, into orange, then yellow, then white. Even rare blue stars exist. These are the hottest stars, emitting mostly blue and invisible ultraviolet light. So why are there no green stars, you wonder? I would think the listeners could easily draw this trivial conclusion for themselves, but if I must... It's because any star emitting green light also emits bluish and or reddish light too.
If you seek entry to my wares, you must engage me your sports card collection, though you shall not prevail.
That emits solely packets of green light.
Sporting! Let us do battle. This is a fine collection of cards. For an amateur, you'll need a sight more to compete with me. You'll have to return to do battle at a later point. Train, collect, and perhaps some distant day you may manage to put up a true fight.
Of the Otisgard's chromospectral survey was straightforward. He partitioned his astronomical field of view into grids, then tagged each object with a grid. He ignored empty black would only dim the color and not change its fundamental hue. The light of every galaxy, star, nebula, and quasar was gathered and fed into a central tabulator for computation. The subsequent spectral analysis produced a final answer to within 0.5% of the predicted value. And that result was beige. More specifically, in the cylindrical coordinate model of color space, the hue is 42 degrees, while the saturation is 9%, and the value is a full 100%. In more novice terms, while the color tends towards white, the addition of a variety of reds and some blues results in a more beige tone. And there you have it. So go forth. Neophytes, and as you study your lessons, stare at the nondescript walls of your library, classroom, or dormitory facility, and exult in the knowledge that beige is also the color of peace.
We hope you enjoyed that melody, while contemporaneously wishing you do not find its tempo, chord progression, form, and/or meter overly distracting.
Next up, well, the seers among you.
Function F to the n equaling our starting zen. Function Fn minus 1 plus the Fn minus 2 in all cases that we know, starting where n is so low. Now you know just what to do. Start the cycle, here's the cue. It's Fibonacci, a sequence largely summing to preceding numbers, gives us math that brings us wonders. Define the recurrence relation, get us to sequence summation. It's Fibonacci from Liber of Asi.
I must admit to being highly vexed by this kill order situation.
Such as?
We are simply a group of enlightened individuals seeking to spread the truth of the rifts, despite our persecution by those who seek to keep the masses aimless and distraught.
Quite so vital, arcing in a circle motion.
The rifts are a device of the architect to hasten humankind's perfection. They reduce whatever comes into contact with them to mathematically perfect information. We are nothing but that information, but we cannot see that because we exist in a chaotic and disordered reality. The universe is decaying, and our efforts to manage it are futile. The rifts are a perfectly ordered phase of existence. No chaos, no striving, no suffering. Peace and unity with the architect themselves.
It's Fibonacci.
Yes! Oh, isn't it truly glorious?
It's Fibonacci from Liber of Asi.
Nothing of much worth to tell there.
I'd rather hear your story.
The Fibonacci sequence is a sequence in which each number is the sum of the two preceding ones. 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21.
It sounds like you've let others dictate your existence with their culturally imposed limitations and narrow interpretation of righteousness and truth. Joining the Glorious Dawn freed me of such nonsense. They gave me a completely new life, wiped away all traces of fear and repression, and replaced them with unbridled freedom. My world used to be devoid of color. Everything was gray. Now everything is vibrant, like the arterial spray of a freshly opened vein.
It's Fibonacci from Liber of Asi.
And I'm still not interested in discussing it. Still too many corporate bootlickers drawing air around here for my taste.
As foretold by
Such as?
and our own programming schedule, it's time for another
What?
illuminative installment.
Sorry, caught me lost in my upper story. Who exactly?
A listener asks,
Tristan's a standard issue arbiter, albeit with an extra slathering of arrogance, especially when it comes to ensuring the Protectorate's inane laws are followed without question. But as long as that ridiculous direction, I could watch him administer justice all day. Though he'd be loath to admit it, his propensity for violence almost matches my own.
Predictable ones, we solve the universal equation. The paradigm, on the other hand, is
Not only does she possess more heart than your standard corporatist flunky, she's a great deal smarter as well. Don't tell her I said so.
rewritten their history.
Niles? He's fun to torment. I mean, he's equal parts enthusiastic and naive, even with all he's gone through.
Subject classifying fiction.
I find her amusing. In a best not to torment her or she'll kill us all kind of way, which I completely respect.
Ascension.
Such as?
Their paradigm leads to nowhere. And quickly, if you're feeling anxious about what's next, just wait. Things to come have a way of constantly happening. The future is colliding with the present.
Arbiter Rao has been admitted to the ship. This unit will proceed with a Protectorate Welcome Protocol, which may include burning, prodding, and/or light electrical shocks. Agent Ibarra refers to this as somatic tolerance testing and really funny. Readying database. Which member of the Incognito would you like assessed? Agent Ibarra has resumed regular exercise and no longer requires hourly provocation to move. These are all strong indicators of improved mental health. Agent Ibarra's lack of motion was becoming a cause for concern. However, this unit maintains full confidence in his resiliency and current combat readiness. Grafts are known to cause pain and discomfort due to dry, flaky skin and restricted blood flow, among other issues. While Trooper Silong has declined this unit's offer of therapeutic palpation, she has allowed for a humidifier to be installed in her quarters. For now, Trooper Silong's overall health outcome remains uncertain. Continued monitoring is advised. Arbiter Rao shows a ready commitment to serving Arcadia. However, his loyalty to you is still under assessment. If forced to choose between this crew and the Protectorate, there is a higher than average chance he will defy you, Commander. Under such circumstances, this unit advises inflicting damage to his knees first to reduce mobility. Multiple warnings have been issued to Deputy Agent Leitinger regarding knife safety, and all have gone ignored. This unit is ready to answer any and all queries.
Do you believe Arcadia shall ever return to action? The Protectorate have only been told of
Administrator Agarwal tells me you played a pivotal role in persuading the refugees to abandon their petition to move into the exclusion zone. Well done. Anything I can do to assist you? No updates on my side of things. Anything I can do to assist you? Yes, what have you discovered? Oh, you've lessened the load on my mind considerably. And you have the Order's gratitude. Any other updates?
You were just listening to next week's #1 hit. Avid followers of our predictive playlists are already aware of which song follows. Interested in receiving our weekly selection of
paradigm
mathematical
is
clues?
a self...
Visit your local predictory.
We were once two separate
self-centered derivative take on the ground.
We had no connection till the aim of the order.
Do you believe Arcadia shall ever return to heaven?
Direction, then we were traveling into infinity. Never to meet, yet in such close proximity. And then one day, our eyes would meet, and fate set into motion that telltale surge of dopamine and increased oxytocin. So adrift within a flood of hormones.
So what's the story with you exactly? Do you stand for anything? Believe in anything beyond worshipping the Rifts and stabbing things?
I do not worship the Rifts, but you already know that, don't you? You are just trying to goad me. That's fine. I welcome your hostility. Enjoy it, in fact.
I'll speak plainly. Something's deeply wrong with you. If the commander wants you here, fine, I'll let it be. But I've got my eye on you.
If you really want to fight me, all you have to do is ask. I'll be happy to sharpen my blades on your bones. I even promise to try not to kill you.
Careful wandering the trenches there, stranger. Some board initiates might become confrontational.
If you're here to
something
help,
to do.
then you should...
Plus y squared minus 1 to the power of 3 all to the power of 3 equals x squared times y cubed. That is the graph of my heart. That is the graph of my heart. That is the graph of my heart.
And now, constructually complete, voracious studies regarding products researched and designed to increase energy, efficiency, creativity, and focus.
Sprackles, wilted lettuce, spoiled mayonnaise? Don't eat yesterday's sandwich. Instead, enjoy Cultured Banquet, a 100% fabricated meal, the consummation of consumption.
From the Order of the Ascendant. A statement with dual meaning. Numbers do not count as much as the rest. The following song has been determined to facilitate abstract thinking and constructive rumination.
Halt! What is your destination? Leaving with that heading will bring you in direct contact with the forces of Auntie's choice. Everyone is on edge since that last attack. Honestly, the quiet has made reading far more enjoyable and increased the speed of my literary consumption by 14%.
I should do a study on how alcohol affects the temporal lobe.
That is what I call a stubborn clog in the old pipes. You're gonna have to hold it in, friend. Privy's out of order. Never fear. I'll get that clog moving soon enough. They don't call me the pipe doctor for nothing. You mean you want the pipe doctor to practice real medicine? On real people? Why, this is the greatest day of my life. The human gut is the most compact and efficient sewer system ever. A plumber's dream. My dream. But don't get me wrong, it would be an honor. I'm just not sure that I'm ready for that kind of challenge. You really think so? Very well. Sometimes it takes a plumber to do a doctor's job. If Matriarch's Mercy cries out in need, then the pipe doctor will answer. See you there, friend.
I do not believe you have clearance to be here.
Perhaps I should peruse more.
Wait! The odds of your survival are directly inversely proportionate to your distance from this emplacement.
As determined, you're listening to Grand Plan Wireless. For transpiring events, philosophical profundities, informed insight into the future, also music. Stifled by unfulfilling work with no hope of advancement? Tired from fighting off your fellow workers to keep your employment? Want data-driven insight on how to excel at your life? Visit our predictory and take our short 38-minute questionnaire to determine exactly what career you are meant for. Act now and receive a one-week prognostication from a seer. Absolutely free. You have nothing.
I still don't think both of us needed to apply to become soldiers. Surely a single medicament is only worth one enlistment.
Yeah, I reckon I'd just let my husband risk his life by himself. It's my debt. Even if that senior exemplar claimed we didn't owe him anything.
I'm just glad we came up with our own repayment plan. Nothing owed always somehow becomes the priciest philosophy.
Wish you were back in Matriarch's Mercy?
A tad. Can't say I'm much the type to kill folk, and I know you aren't.
I've killed plenty of... plants. Perhaps our foes will simply run away if we brandish our weapons at them and look frightening. Wish you were back in Matriarch's Mercy?
A tad. Type to kill folk, and I know.
Perhaps our foes will simply run away if we brandish our weapons.
quite charged yet. One. Commander, you're bleeding. Raft's back in business.
Investigating disturbance. Re-engaging.
I'm alive. Who needs to die?
Impressive. Their personalized order prediction must have been quite favorable to inspire such confidence. Everyone is on edge since that last attack. The speed of my literary consumption by 14%.
Field data validating or repudiating our forecasts and relevant informational details for near present and future calculations. An ongoing prolongation of existence advisory remains in effect for all presently transiting the Golden Ridge region. Utmost caution is highly urged. Refugees and travelers report targeted ambushment by desperate pharmaceutical-addled, chemically dehanced societal cast-offs who have succumbed to a life of... Auntie's choice troops have been espied bivouac to entrenchments.
Pick me up! I do for you!
Although a ceasefire exists, a healthy degree of circumspection remains advised. Newly introduced invasive Auntie's choice have been determined to be territorial, toothsome...
Catch me up, then we'll talk!
Travelers are instructed...
This might sting! A lot. This might sting! A lot.
All on the wrist.
7% higher chance of survival.
Fresh crap! A potentially incongruent word of advice. Invariably find a way to turn your negatives into positives.
can do that now?
Let's swap and
The
try!
color of space, a chromospectral analysis. When asked about the average color of space, the famous photographer Vincent Oberstein.
Friendly approaching from the north, home fire.
Next, the latest field data validating or repudiating our forecasts and relevant informational details for near present and future calculations. Fellow esteemed members of the Order of the Ascendant allocated to Golden Ridge.
Ready if you need a house call.
Conflicts between resulted in notable detrimental effects throughout this region, but not limited to loss of endurance, disabling of the follicular, and a 17.9%
Someone call for a medic. Let's get you healed. Out of sight and on the way.
sense of malaise that undermines cognitive function.
I will restore head. Wake it up right now.
Unabated. Extraction continues.
Pick me up. I do it for you. Back in bit.
Further beneficial content soon follows. And now, more
I hate to ask for help, but help?
Audio log of Chief Exploitation Behavioralist DeWitt. This is entry number 8 of my Scrapper preventative fieldwork. Unfortunately, it seems to the adrenatine cancers the intoxicating effects of the Scrapper.
A lot. Step aside.
The drops and
Swine.
enhanced injections that I conspicuously left for them. We ran through
Oh,
a minute trying to cure the urge. He seized, turning steely gray, and then succumb to some sort of severe blood poisoning. Though I'm confident it's completely unrelated.
Brass raring to go. Happy to help. Street
Now
to the rescue.
rest are in
Sight
a
unseen.
frenzy, hunting for... Why, hello. I
Scrap
didn't
their
reckon
bones.
you'd find
Get
me
a train
way
of time.
Oh, no.
For mayhem.
I had nothing to do with... I said, no, please. Please. Ah!
Graf still.
Step aside. Why? All in the wrist.
Anyone else? Here, a medic. Back in business. Help me end this fight on my feet.
Enemy spot.
All in the wrist. I have to.
Store my life or avenge my death. Swine. This might sting. A lot. All over it. Step aside. Swine. Sharpen up.
Raph's back in business. Happy to help. Discreetly. Out of sight and on the way. Someone call for a medic.
Recharged for mayhem.
Yeah.
Got my lamps on a hot.
Not exactly in the lightest of humors right now.
Need some help first.
Sharp enough. Hostiles nearby. Enemy spotted. Either restore my life or revive me so I can kill him.
Recharging as fast as I can, Commander!
Of this fatal attraction.
Rift weapon prime! Step aside. Wine all over it.
Scrap's ready if you need a house call. Let's get you healed. Someone call for a medic. To the rescue. Sight unseen.
fatal attraction. This fatal attraction. This fatal attraction.
Broadcasting cognitive resonance across Arcadia, this is Grand Plan Wireless. Exactly at the predicted hour, it's another installment of Ask Vicar with Vicar Megsai. A listener asks, who was the charismatic mathematician, and why do we call him thus?
Truly an inquiry for the ages. We know what he was. A progenitor of the order, the man responsible for elevating it from academic advisory board to a humanity-saving belief system. The answer to who he was is more elusive. No one knows his true name, which is lost in the annals of history. The sobriquet of charismatic mathematician comes from his early days as a professor emeritus of cognitive mathematics. His lectures were known to leave students in tears, on the verge of mental transcendency. Yet the subject of his teachings are outside the scope of today's question. We must respect the process. If anyone wishes to know what the charismatic mathematician actually taught, simply ask, and I will answer in a later installment of Ask a Vicar.
Stay tuned for what follows. Warning, the following song mentions some actions that are improper, something your fractions should never be. On this electrifying episode of Notable Locations of Scientific Inquiry, we travel well outside our zone of academical comfort to an objectively and verifiably shocking moonscape, where things go chop and zap in the perpetual night. Experience a surge in stimulation as we visit Praetor.
The overhead rocks come down.
Trouble ahead.
Dead. And if we dead, then camp scrap.
Charged!
The Elysium Moon Praetor is as fascinating to the mind as it is mortiferous to the body. Tidally locked in Elysium's shadow, Praetor suffers a distinct
You're looking pretty scathed, Commander.
Bombards Praetor's surface with a low-level N-ray, resulting in a level of atmospheric to let you appreciate my intentional pun. Available for review in this episode.
Need some help first. Commander, you're bleeding. Perhaps still a bit sleepy.
Relying on their mesmerizing patterns of bioluminescence, we Homo sapiens should stand no chance. If not for Ordo students in the field of fulminology, our grounding station is opposed to Praetor's persistent electrical storm. In lay people's parlance, the network of lightning rods tie into the central grounding station via a combined 3
Brass raring to go.
7 miles.
Titan on the way. Happy to help. Discreetly. Let's get you healed.
For excessive electrical activity in the atmosphere to reach the grounding station, where it's safely dispersed, typically. Tenured station operators estimate the system is 78% effective at the danger caused by
I will restore my life or avenge my death!
ingeniously adaptable. Reversing the system polarity will send surplus protons from the grounding station backward to any rod in the network. Poking around where they are.
I'm alive. Who needs to die?
Jolt, and they're off to the hereafter. Simply an intriguing possibility to consider as you mull the many fascinating facts behind the Praetor grounding station. Objectively, a notable location of scientific inquiry.
Addendum. Peer review of this episode post-recording revealed the subterranean grounding network is in fact 307.51 miles of wire instead of 307.47 miles as originally reported. We apologize profusely for this careless failure of basic fact-checking. The responsible researchers have been formally censured. Do not deviate from this frequency lest you miss what comes next.
Avid followers of our predictive playlists are already aware of which song follows. Interested in receiving our weekly selection of mathematical clues? Visit your local predictory.
The spread, illnesses, and eventual control of the purple-berry parasite. OA Archive transcription number 3918-4 begins here. Hello. For the record, my name is Marie de Rothschild, Junior Archivist, Class 4 of the Archive. Today, I would like to talk about irresponsible spread of the purple-berry parasite by Auntie's Choice and its numerous subsidiaries and former supernumerary, although that's a different lecture. The spread of this parasite included a corresponding rise in gastrointestinal illnesses and deaths until basic preventative measures were put in place after illness-related costs exceeded corporate profits. As is usual for Auntie's Choice. The purple-berry parasite infects nearly 100% of all purple-berry bushes, both in the wild, on corporate farms, and even in our hydroponic collectors. Originally discovered on a single colony world, the purple-berry plant was subsequently spread throughout the colonies due to Auntie's Choice's poorly regulated interstellar shipping. Well, actually, it was due to Spacer's Choice, which somehow merged with another company to become Andy's Choice. Honestly, these corporate transactions make little sense to me, as they mostly amount to relabeling assets and changing letterhead and mascot cartoons. So I will just refer to them as Auntie's Choice going forward, even though that may offend some of my more... The purple berry was at first thought to be poisonous, as the early colonists eating its berries died from the most potent of discharges this documentarian has ever witnessed, in a rare Auntie's Choice lab recording which we acquired from a corporate defector to the Protectorate before our stellar system was sealed and the Order ceased daily interactions with our Protectorate allies.
Aggressor at hand.
But again, I digress. Belated testing by Auntie's Choice's unlettered scientists showed that the
Either
berries
restore
were
my
not
life or
poisonous
avenge my
at
death.
all. Instead, they were infected with a microscopic parasite, the purpleberry parasite, or PBP, as it is colloquially called in Auntie's Choice's records. More specifically, the PBP eggs are found in every berry of an infected plant, where these eggs have been subdermally injected by the second stage of the parasite. I am getting ahead of myself. Let's examine the PBP life cycle in detail. The microscopic eggs inside the berries are exposed to the host's digestive enzymes.
Step aside. Wine.
Outside mandibles, which then proceed to feed on the host.
All in the wrist.
These worms are eventually expelled when they reach a size of approximately 2 centimeters in length, and they then seek out nearby purpleberry plants to lay their eggs in the ripening purpleberries. And I should add that the plants are well fertilized in this entire process. Also, plants contain undigested purpleberry seeds. The distribution of the plants is incorrect, helping infected purpleberry and grow better than uninfected ones. Perhaps unsurprisingly, careless Auntie's Choice scientists mislabeled this case of obvious symbiosis, given how both the purpleberry plant and its parasite are benefited by the relationship, as a parasitical relationship. Given that initial classification error, it's a wonder the Auntie's Choice scientists managed to ascertain any subsequent safeguards at all. After some additional casualties, plodding Auntie's Choice field researchers discovered that co-native planetary fauna was well adapted to the parasite and hardly affected by it to any large amount. But human colonists were not so fortunate. The PBP worms disrupted the human internal biome to such a degree that the eventual correspondingly large immune response leads to violently explosive diarrhea, resulting in the infection of worms,
Hey! Don't hog all the adrenochrome!
Human casualties even reluctantly given medical attention by Auntie's Choice doctors, who were more concerned with upselling unnecessary procedures or prescribing expensive ointments such as their antibiotics, a topical cream that offers no benefit to the dying patient except possibly smoothing away stubborn wrinkles, according to product literature. However, given the purpleberry's non-zero nutritional value and low growing costs, inpatient Auntie's Choice administration officials directed their labs to find ways to remove the parasite from the berry. A variety of methods were tested and found effective, but they were all time-consuming and wasteful of the edible portion of the purpleberries, so these methods were deemed non-cost-effective and rejected out of hand. Eventually, the answer was found not in a lab, but in a history book. Specifically, a history text on Saltuna, a crossbreed of 2 different earth fish species called salmon and tuna, was found that contained a reference to anisakid nematodes, or salmon worms, with an estimated 70 to 90% of all salmon being infected by these parasites. More importantly, The text contained the solution to eradicating these parasites. Freezing. The simple and obvious, yet untried, act of freezing the salmon meat killed the embedded parasites. A quick test showed the same procedure worked on PvP eggs, although without quite 100% effectiveness. The remaining parasite eggs were not removed, a method that was judged too wasteful and expensive, since they increased the protein content of the berries without affecting their texture or flavor in any discernible way. The microscopic egg remains were simply too small to be seen or felt by the unaided eyes and tongues of their consumers, so Auntie's Choice administrators were satisfied with this inept solution. Purple berries are now a common nutritional and flavoring agent throughout the colony worlds. Mindless Auntie's Choice consumers especially purchase a large variety of purpleberry-themed foods and beverages, all of them mislabeled parasite-free. More accurately, the label should read live parasite-free. But in any case, Auntie's Choice once again demonstrated their contempt for their customers, for nature, and for any pretense of safety. Another reason this documentarian is grateful for all Oda's fabricated nutritional foodstuffs. OA Archive transcription number 3918-4 ends here.
On the way. To the rescue. Someone call for a medic.
Look sharp, it's a fight.
Looking a little woozy there, Commander. Back in business.
Not possible. No target to gun. This might sting. A lot. All on the wrist. This might sting. A lot.
Step aside, swine.
Someone call for a medic.
In a minute! Let's pump in primed. All on the wrist. This might sting. A lot.
Charged up!
Either restore my life or avenge my death!
Happy to help. Discreetly. Out of sight and on the way. Let's get you healed.
I'm alive. Who needs to die? Look sharp.
Next, the latest field data validating or repudiating our forecasts and relevant informational details for near present and future calculations. Fellow esteemed members of the Order of the Ascendant allocated to Golden Ridge. As foreseen, recent conflicts between the Protectorate, Auntie's Choice, and ourselves have resulted in notable detrimental effects throughout this region, including but not limited to the loss of Fort Endurance, disabling of the tramicular, and a 17.9% reduction in effective sleep cycles per evening. But before you succumb to a sense of malaise that undermines cognitive function, take heart from these additional, sharply contrasting data points. Our efforts deciphering the universal equation remain unabated. Extraction continues at Zeranium Manufactory 7, as does research at the N-Ray range. Remember, just as our calculations allow for a predictable range of error, so do we. Our work continues.
End message with an emphatic sign-off suggests we'll never be seeing any lab solutions. Oh, that apparently was enough. Not to be read aloud.
Further benefiting content soon follow. Next up, well, the Sears and
taught me scientific ways even Sears did not foresee.
Two heavenly bodies never at rest.
Shot my fluids to 100 degrees. I can count on you, you can count on me.
We're the golden ratio,
Geometric harmony. When our theories are challenged,
when we stare down peer review,
you can count on me, and I can count on you.
That wasn't the song I was supposed to play. Oh, I forgot to carry the one. And now a song from a composer predicted to have 3 well-liked melodies and become allergic to water this year. This is Grand Plan Wireless, broadcasting soothing tunes for your audio canal and enriching content for your cerebral cortex above the chronometer until we achieve ascension. Fellow students, ponder this dilemma. One of our transport pods en route from Zerania
On the way. Someone call for a medic. To the rescue. Sight unseen.
Opportunity, resulting in casualties. Predictably, the corporatist lay people blame us for this tragic event, despite our verifiable innocence. We have launched a thorough study to uncover the orchestrators.
So ends this missive.
Continuing as predetermined. The following song has been determined to facilitate abstract thinking and constructive rumination.
Probability and the grand plan. There can be no discussion of the grand plan without also entertaining a deep contemplation of probability. Our ability to predict events to varying degrees of certainty is fundamentally rooted in statistical mathematics. Statistics, at its heart, is not but data. Data that is gathered, collated, and subjected to analysis. But what is the role of chance in that analysis? Let's look at the interpretation of pure chance. If one flips a perfectly balanced coin, it will land on heads with a 1 in 2 chance, or tails with a 1 in 2 chance. But are there really 2 outcomes? Is there not one specific outcome we can determine? Yes. With complete information, there can be no chance, only outcome. Complete information yields perfect predictions, 100% accuracy, known outcomes. Now we come to one of the most difficult concepts in the Order for initiates to grasp. If the result of the flip of a coin is known to be heads, is it necessary to flip the coin? Would it not be more efficient to simply go forward as if it had been flipped and proceed with whatever action that...
Step aside! Why? This might sting!
Of that choice was ever left to chance. Is not. Only with less than complete information are we reduced.
Either restore my life or avenge my death!
We do not have complete information. Instead, we are still forced to deal in probabilities, expected values, and which leads to probability distributions. By necessity, we are forced to estimate outcomes based on assumed distributions of sample populations. Such a travesty. No, not a travesty. A tragedy. A horror. A horror.
Step aside. Why? This might sting. A lot. Not yet. Hold on.
Analyze.
No targeting. Recharge. Follow the wrist. Step aside. Why?
Probability is not enough. Guesses are not enough. Inconsistency leads
Grass ready if you need a house call.
Which lead to tragedies. We must not guess. We must know. Help us know. Contribute any and all data you can collect to our proud archivists. And you too can say you contributed to the archive.
Wrist weapon prime! Have
Happy to help. Discreetly. Rescue. Sight unseen.
The number 3 song this week. This popular number has been conclusively proven to promote cognitive function.
Look sharp. It's a fight.
temperature increased. It never remained constant. It was impossible to decrease. Caught in a catalyst, leading to combustion. To decomposition of this fatal attraction. This fatal attraction.
This might sting. A lot. All on the wrist. Step aside. Wine.
I can count on you. You can count on me. Geometric harmony, when our theories are challenged. You can count on me, and I can count on you. Colleagues can be both, but academia's always true. You taught me scientific ways, even insisted not foresee. Shut back the ways to 100 degrees.
fellow esteemed members of the Order of the Ascendant allocated to Golden Ridge. As foreseen, recent conflicts between the Protectorate, Auntie's Choice, and ourselves have resulted in notable detrimental effects throughout this region, including but not limited to the loss of Fort Endurance, disabling of the tramicular, and a 17.9% reduction in effective sleep cycles per evening. But before you succumb to a sense of malaise that undermines cognitive function, take heart from these additional, sharply contrasting data points. Our efforts to deciphering the universal equation remain unabated. Extraction continues at Zeranium Manufactory 7, as does research at the N-Ray range. Remember, just as our calculations allow for a predictable range of error, so do we. Our work continues.
That is all for now. Until next time, keep hail and mind your calculations. Unlike parallel lines, I hope someday we'll meet.
Further beneficial content soon follows. Consistency in your work is wonderful. Consistency in playlists is not. Now for a new song.
Your data through observation. You're looking for variables with some relation. You've noticed a pattern, a pattern, a pattern.
On noble locations of scientific inquiry, we cogitate on the past as well as the future in a sanctuary devoted to time and space. A feast for your occipital lobe and optic nerve. One of the most stunning order-made structures across the entire Arcadia system. Prepare to sense the sensational as we draw your feelings of awe to the Alexandra Monastery at Matriarch's Mercy in Golden. Set next to a colossal sculpture of the matriarch carved into a pyramidal peak, this shrine to she who ushered us to the stars comes complete with its own observatory. A feat.
Let's get you healed. Happy to help. Discreetly. Out of sight and on the way.
With respect to cosmological data collection and subsequent rumination. The observatory processes a wealth of information gathered by its giant ocular telescope. The site also has a front-facing portion to admit dewy-eyed lay people seeking edification and enrichment about our learnings and ways. And those are just a few of the 36.7 qualitatively valid reasons why Alexandra Monastery counts...
Take care not to slip. A fall from that height wouldn't be pretty.
Additional erudite entertainment is forthwith. The following song mentions some actions that are improper, something your fractions should never be.
Sharp enough. Offset. This might sting. A lot. Over the wrist. In a minute. Take charge. This wasn't pride. Either restore my life or avenge my death. I'm alive. Who needs to die? Company. Either restore my life or avenge my death.
My aftermarket parts are prime. Someone call for a medic. To the rescue.
To die.
cognitive resonance across Arcadia, this is Grand Plan Wireless. Accomplished the next 1.7 minutes of your academic calendar for a compact dissertation on current events from Presiding Bishop Ruth Bassar.
Fellow Ascendants, it is not hyperbole to state we live in times for scientism. Spatial anomalies, incursive corporatists, our divisive division from the Protectorate. Not an ideal course of events, yet none represents the peril of which I speak. We cannot choose our trials, only predict them and prepare. We have done both with usual efficiency. Our greatest enemy is distraction. We must not let events outside our control divide our attention, or we risk incongruence with the grand plan. That way lies chaos. We are the Order. We cannot control misfortune's ebb and flow, but we can predict it with reasonable precision, as if tracking the tides or charting the shoals. Embrace rational thought, stick to the plan, and unlike our emotional Protectorate brethren, the fair winds of scientism will carry us to ascension.
If you're feeling anxious about it, just wait. Things to come are constantly happening. The future is colliding with the present every moment.
Time? I can have
Avid followers of our playlists are already aware of which song follows. Interested in receiving our weekly selection of mathematical clues? Visit your local predictory.
Function f to the n equaling function f n minus plus the f n minus 2. In all cases that we know, starting where n is so low. Now you know just what to do. Start the cycle, here's the cue. It's Fibonacci, a sequence largely summing to preceding numbers gives us math that brings us wonders. Define the recurrence relation, get us to sequence summation. It's Fibonacci from Liber of gazing upon the golden spiral, a part that's quite so vital, arcing in a circle motion, giving squares perfect potion. 0, 1, 1, and again, 2, 3, 5, and 8, and then 13, 21, not 2, 34, we're counting through.
You could sell everything here and still not have enough to buy a can of Force Worse. Almost.
Enemy spotted.
Fibonacci, a sequence largely. You ain't worth scraps. Define the It's Fibonacci from Liber of us.
Right. Toss the boomer!
Each number is the sum of the two. 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34, 55, 89, 1, 44, and so forth. Largely summing to preceding numbers gives us math that brings us wonders. Define the recurrence relation, get us to sequence summation. I'm alive. Who needs to die? Define the recurrence. It's Fibonacci from Liber of us.
Need
pinnacle meal replacement
Someone call for a medic. Let's get you healed. Happy to help. Discreetly.
plan. Designed for optimal nutritional extraction, they also taste acceptable. Order of the Assembly.
I'm alive.
A statement with dual meaning. People who hate numbers do not count as much as the rest. And now a song from a composer predicted to have 3 well-liked melodies and become allergic to water this year.
Step aside. This might sting. A lot.
About Arcadians is they know how to build. Back on Tau Ceti, all we had was a minecart to push each other around it. 628064534. What I wouldn't give for a little public transport right about now.
As was long since ordained, that song was requested by the Department of Predictive Analysis and Ossification.
More music to perform advanced calculations by.
If I measured every heartbeat and their electrical signal,
like it. These strangers should rip them out, shatter them, transfer them with ourselves.
Yes. Yes! Grab an order glass scrawler next outing. They'll display us in the standing before we cut them up.
I saw you upgraded Val's corrosion resistance, immunity to shock, plasma reloading. That's why I hate automechs. They're so high maintenance.
These strangers should rip them out, shatter them, transfer them with ourselves.
Yes! Yes! Grab an order. Adrena time! Don't make me ask 50 more times.
Look up, Commander. Don't make me avenge you. This weapon's dry.
Does not compute.
Window. Don't like it. These strangers.
Either restore my life or avenge my death.
Looking a little woozy there, Commander.
Anyone else? Yeah, medic!
Kill them!
You have tuned your receiver to Grand Plan. We verified
Bratwurst, wilted lettuce, spoiled mayonnaise. Don't eat yesterday's sandwich.
Adrena time! Give it! Don't make me ask it. Now, where are they?
100% fabricated meal with the consummation.
Hey, have a blast!
Not quite charged yet.
I know that.
End this fight on my feet.
Leftover Bratwurst, wilted lettuce, spoiled mayonnaise. Don't eat yesterday's sandwich. Instead, enjoy Cultured Banquet, a 100% fabricated meal.
Still charging!
Bear in mind, we
Weapon primed!
Back in business.
Step aside. This might sting. Alone. Look up, Command.
End this fight on my feet.
It's a fight.
Leftover spratwurst, wilted lettuce, spoiled mayonnaise.
Hey, get me go-getting again.
Be like the mine is operating. Make a difference today. Warning, the following song mentions some actions that
Have a blast!
something your fractions should never be.
Don't be fake. Caught you!
Craft's still a bit...
Not yet. Hold on.
Step aside. Wine.
9, 7, 9, 3, 2, 3, 8, 4, 6, 2, 6.
There is a strange sort of humor in the onset of the first war in Arcadia's history, within a few days of my being assigned here. As far from Protectorate society as possible, Golden Ridge suffers under an invading force, and moreover, it appears that our Order colleagues have betrayed us. At first, I lamented my isolation, but I realized I was where I needed to be of service. The scores of abandoned subjects need a leader. I have enlisted the staff at these estates to help accept the first influx of still loyal Protectorate refugees. More shall come. I shall lead them out of the shadows and into the light. For the good of the Protectorate. This is my calling.
How many digits in pi? How many numbers am I? Four, 5, 9, 2, 3, 0, 7. 1, 6, 4, 0, 6, 2, 8, 6, 2, 0, 8. 9, 9, 8. 6, 2, 8, 0, 3, 4, 8, 2, 5, 3, 4, 2, 1. How many digits in pi? How many numbers am I? How many digits in pi? How many numbers am I? How many numbers am I?
You have tuned your receiver to Grand Plan Wireless. We verify before we amplify. Pinnacle Crabble flavored tea.
You
didn't ask for this, but you will.
From the Order of the Ascendant. A roguish comical remark discovered upon a chalkboard. Auntie's Choice and the Protectorate both count very little. The Order of the Ascendant counts the most. Avid followers of our predictive playlists are already aware of which song follows. Interested in receiving our weekly selection of mathematical clues? Visit your local predictory.
If I measured every heartbeat and their electrical signals, would I find a value for love or divide my heart by zero? If I input every integer of an intimate connection into a computronic system, would my punch card face rejection? Love does not compute. The variables seem infinite. Love does not compute. It's both clear and ambivalent. Love does not compute. If all matter has mass and thus exerts attraction, could I bear love's weight and measure, or be crushed beneath abstraction? Can I calculate truth or assumption? Where does love fit in a constant function? Love does not compute. The variables seem infinite. Love does not compute. It's both clear and ambivalent. Love does not compute. Love does not compute. Love does not compute. Love does not compute. Love does not
Traveling at the velocity of light through the vacuum of space on our primary band, this is Grand Plan Wireless, the informed, sourced, peer-reviewed sound of scientism. A general reminder for the especially studious: monitor your step when traversing between academical appointments. Do not read and walk. The localized dimensional tears known as rifts are lethal to pedestrian traffic. They also attract bloodthirsty zealots. Said zealots are equally lethal to pedestrian traffic. If you must operate near or adjacent to said conspicuous dimensional disturbances, please take additional care. Eyes forward, noses out of academic journals.
In closing, a potentially incongruent word of advice. Invariably find a way to turn your negatives into positives.
Continuing as predetermined. And now a song from a composer predicted to have 3 well-liked melodies and become allergic to water this year.
The spread, illnesses, and eventual control of the purple-berry parasite. OA Archive transcription number 3918-4 is here. Hello. For the record, my name is Marie de Rothschild, Junior Archivist, Class 4 of the Archive. Today I would like to talk about irresponsible spread of the purple-berry parasite by Auntie's Choice and its numerous subsidiaries and former supernumerary, although that's a different lecture. The spread of this parasite included a corresponding rise in gastrointestinal illnesses and deaths until basic preventative measures were put in place after illness-related costs exceeded corporate profits. As is usual for Auntie's Choice. The purple-berry parasite infects nearly 100% of all purple-berry bushes, both in the wild, on corporate farms, and even in our hydroponic collectives. Originally discovered on a single colony world, the purple-berry plant was subsequently spread throughout the colonies due to Auntie's Choice's poorly regulated interstellar shipping. Well, actually, it was due to Spacer's Choice, which somehow merged with another company to become Auntie's Choice. These corporate interactions make little sense to me, as they mostly amount to relabeling assets and changing letterhead and mascot cartoons. So I will just refer to them as Auntie's Choice going forward, even though that may offend some of my more literal-minded colleagues. But I digress. The purple-berry plant was at first thought to be poisonous, as the early colonists eating its berries died from the most potent of discharges this documentarian has ever witnessed, in a rare Auntie's Choice lab recording in our archive, which we acquired from a corporate defector to the Protectorate before our stellar system was sealed and the Order ceased daily interactions with our Protectorate allies. But again, I digress. Belated testing by Auntie's Choice's unlettered scientists showed that the berries were not poisonous at all. Instead, they were infected with a microscopic parasite, the purple-berry parasite, or PBP, as it is colloquially called in Auntie's Choice's records. More specifically, the PBP eggs are found in every berry of an infected plant, where these eggs have been subdermally injected by the second stage of the parasite. But I am getting ahead of myself. Let's examine the PBP life cycle in detail. After an infected berry is eaten by a host, the microscopic eggs inside the berries are exposed to the host's digestive enzymes, which trigger their hatching. These parasites enter their second stage as spiky, worm-like creatures with outsized, pincer-like mandibles, which then proceed to feed on the host directly, ingesting tissue and blood along the entire intestinal tract. These worms are eventually expelled when they reach a size of approximately 2 centimeters in length, and they then seek out nearby purple-berry plants to lay their eggs in the ripening purple berries. And I should add that the plants are well fertilized in this entire process. Also, as the expelled contents contain undigested purple-berry seeds, the distribution of the plants is increased, helping infected purple-berry plants to spread farther and grow better than uninfected ones. Perhaps unsurprisingly, careless Auntie's Choice scientists mislabeled this case of obvious symbiosis, given how both the purple-berry plant and its parasite are benefited by the relationship, as a parasitical relationship. Given that initial classification error, it's a wonder the Auntie's Choice scientists managed to ascertain any subsequent safeguards at all. After some additional casualties, plodding Auntie's Choice field researchers discovered that co-native planetary fauna was well adapted to the parasite, and hardly affected by it to any large amount. But human colonists were not so fortunate. The PBP worms disrupted the human internal biome to such a degree that the eventual correspondingly large immune response leads to violently explosive diarrhea, resulting in the expelling of the worms, the berries, and most of the person's gastrointestinal tract. Human casualty rates were close to 1%.
Do you believe Arcadia shall
even when reluctantly given medical attention by Auntie's Choice doctors, who were more concerned with upselling unnecessary procedures or prescribing expensive ointments such as their antibiotics, a topical cream that offers no benefit to the dying patient except possibly smoothing away stubborn wrinkles, according to product literature. However, given the purple berry's non-zero nutritional value and low growing costs, impatient Auntie's Choice administration officials directed their labs to find ways to remove the parasite from the berry. A variety of methods were tested and found effective, but they were all time-consuming and wasteful of the edible portion of the purple berries. So these methods
What do you need,
were
Commander?
deemed non-cost-effective and rejected out of hand. Eventually, the answer was found not in a lab, but in a history book. Specifically, a history text on Saltuna, a crossbreed of two different earth fish species called salmon and tuna, was found that contained a reference to anisakid nematodes, or salmon worms, with an estimated 70 to 90% of all salmon being infected by these parasites. More importantly, the text contained the solution to eradicating these parasites: freezing. The simple and obvious, yet untried, act of freezing the salmon meat killed the embedded parasites. A quick test showed the same procedure worked on PBP eggs, although without quite 100% effectiveness. The remaining parasite eggs were not removed, a method that was judged too wasteful and expensive, since they increased the protein content of the berries without affecting their texture or flavor in any discernible way. The microscopic egg remains were simply too small to be seen or felt by the unaided eyes and tongues of their consumers, so Auntie's Choice administrators were satisfied with this inept solution. Purple berries are now a common nutritional and flavoring agent throughout the colony worlds. Mindless Auntie's Choice consumers especially purchase a large variety of purple-berry-themed foods and beverages, all of them mislabeled parasite-free. More accurately, the label should read live parasite-free. But in any case, Auntie's Choice once again demonstrated their contempt for their customers, for nature, and for any pretense of safety. Another reason this documentarian is grateful for our order's fabricated nutritional foodstuffs. OA Archive transcription number 3918-4 ends here.
On this electrifying episode of Notable Locations of Scientific Inquiry, we travel well
When I
outside
asked the
of-
seer for medical specialists, a plumber was not what I had in mind. Trust in the order to think outside of the box. Here, you've earned it.
Things go choppy.
Now, will there be anything else?
Experience a surge in stimulation as we visit Praetor, an inhospitable planetoid, only made marginally habitable by our grounding station and electrical dispersion rods.
Operating on civilians is not so different from cutting into a primal.
Elysium Moon Praetor is as fascinating to the mind as it is mortiferous to the body.
You haven't lived until you've grabbed a man by his guts.
Suffers a distinct deficit of direct daylight. This unique
Hold still
astronomical
and accept
bombs Praetor's surface with low-level N-rays, resulting in a shocking level of atmospheric electricity. I will now pause for a moment to let you appreciate my intentional pun. Available
Yes.
for review in this episode's transcripts, footnotes.
No, I'm a...
Moving on. Only heavily adapted predatory fauna
Yes. tell you, I, for one, will rest easier with the exclusion zone empty.
Bioluminescence. We Homo sapiens should ostensibly stand no chance. If not for Order astuteness in the field of fulminology, our grounding station and charge dispersal networks mitigate the danger posed by Praetor's persistent electrical storms. In lay people's parlance, a network of lightning rods tie into the central grounding station via a combined 7.47 miles of subterranean high-tension wiring, thus providing a conduit for excessive electrical activity in the atmosphere to reach the grounding station, where it's safely dispersed, typically. Tenured station operators estimate the system is 78% effective at mitigating 82% of the danger posed by hypercharged atmospherics. Our electrical dispersion system is ingeniously...
Another colony?
Is the first among equals of the laureate party.
Surplus protons from the grounding station backward to any rod in the network. A convenient method to terminate any hostile life forms poking around where they are unwanted. One quick jolt, and they're off to the hereafter. Simply an intriguing possibility to consider as you mull the many fascinating facts behind the Praetor. Simply an intriguing possibility to consider as you mull the many fascinating facts.
I'm glad you're back. Getting the first auto dock running again has been helpful, but we could really use the other two as well. Have you brought more compression coils? Lovely. Every coil gets us that much closer to saving these lives. Fantastic. That is enough to repair another auto dock. This will set us up for a long while. Not that many more, and we'll be able to tend to the rest of the wounded. Still, if you find any more, please bring them my way. It would be marvelous to have space.
Additional erudite entertainment is forthwith. This popular number has been conclusively proven to promote cognitive function.
Probability and the grand plan. There can be no discussion of the grand plan without also entertaining a deep contemplation of probability. Our ability to predict events to varying degrees of certainty is fundamentally rooted in statistical mathematics. Statistics, at its heart, is not but data. Data that is gathered, collated, and subjected to analysis. But what is the role of chance in that analysis? Let's look at the interpretation of pure chance. If one flips a perfectly balanced coin, it will land on heads with a 1 in 2 chance, or tails with a 1 in 2 chance. But are there really two outcomes? Is there not one specific outcome we can determine? Yes. With complete information, there can be no chance. Only outcome. Complete information yields perfect predictions. 100% accuracy. Known outcomes. Now we come to one of the most difficult concepts in the Order for initiates to grasp. If the result of the flip of a coin is known to be heads, is it necessary to flip the coin? Would it not be more efficient to simply go forward as if it had been flipped, and proceed with whatever action that flip was intended to choose? If so, what part of that choice was ever left to chance? The answer, of course, is none. Only when there is less than complete information are we reduced to chance. At present, we do not have complete information. Instead, we are still forced to deal in probabilities. expected values, and standard deviations, which lead to the dreaded sigma of probability distribution.
I hope this does not turn back into an active... This is the Order's anti-air control center.
Estimate outcomes
You don't have
based on
specific business here?
assumed distributions of sample populations. Such a travesty. No, not a travesty. Tragedy. A horror. A horror the Archive will help us avoid. Every bit of data collected, analyzed, and input by our archivists brings us closer to our goal, to the solving of the universal equation. Probability is not enough. Guesses are not enough. Incomplete information leads to inaccurate predictions, which lead to tragedies. We must not guess. We must know. Help us know. Contribute any and all data you can collect to our proud archivists. And you too can say you contributed to the Archive.
You were just listening to next week's #1 hit. Next up, well, the seers among you already know.
Parts are prime.
subject to ensure they are operating at peak efficiency at all times. The paradigm requires it. That's why mental refreshment is so important.
Only the Protectorate possesses the advanced technology and know-how behind the mental refreshment process. That's why we are all happy and contented, and others are not.
The mental refreshment process increases tractability, stifles undue agitation, stymies untorn inclinations, and refashions the mind into a thing of symmetry.
Is a fellow subject lacking the appropriate zeal for their assigned work? Report them for mental refreshment post-haste. It's not just a good idea, it's the law. Well then, moving on.
Long ago, the matriarch devised the paradigm plan to support a bounteous life for all Protectorate subjects. From the tender fillet in your latest meal, down to this exquisite next song.
Adrenotide!
Get that
You know, I didn't have any knowledge of corporations before the invasion. Besides some general teachings we had as children that they existed and were detrimental to humanity. As much as I abhor most things they filled our gray matter with, I must agree with this. Corporations offer only pre-packaged emptiness. Fortunately, the Dawn offers perfection.
Perfect insanity, maybe.
Contains so much
Now let's admire these commendable comestibles.
All subjects deserve hydration without contamination. Moderation anti-morbidic soda packs a manganese zinc, unbeatable beetroot flavor. It's the soda that drinks like a soup. Available in pulp or extra pulp.
Well, that was thoroughly enriching. Let's continue. Now listen to this.
It's the things that we have done. How the paradigm is perfect for everyone. Our progress is unmatched. No technological hitch left unscratched. Perfection is perfect. Is it not? Oh, how we prevail, us above all else to fail. Success is really the only option. I cherish these thoughts of how we truly are the perfect mind, focused and beautiful, perfect blend for perfect people, perfect cause and perfect thoughts, perfectly perfect perfection. Perfect mind, focused and dutiful, perfect. How the paradigm is perfect for everyone. Our progress is unmatched. No technological left unscratched. Perfection is perfect. Is it not? Oh, how we prevail, us above all else who fail.
Oh, a freelancer. I didn't know we hired any, but I'm glad to have you. Especially after that last attack.
Thoughts of how we truly are lesser than none and better than all the rest. Perfect minds, focused and dutiful, perfect plans for perfect people, perfect cause and perfect thoughts, perfectly perfect perfection. Perfect minds, focused and dutiful, perfect plans for perfect people, perfect cause.
Do you believe Arcadia shall
perfectly perfect perfection?
The Protectorate have only been told a watered-down...
Thank you again. How can I be of service? I can tend to your injuries, provided you have the bits to compensate me for my time and skill. Many thanks. Right as rain.
It's incredible, the automax and us.
Don't tell me you're one of those drones from Auntie's Choice.